Nettie Davis eyes.
Oh.
Black hood. We're called the Red Circle. Each and we're coming for you. Yeah, we will find you. Find you. We will hunt you. Hunt you. We will end you.
We open in a Riverdale high school class that is not biology.
It's
history.
yes.
Big moves are being made.
Miss Hagley or something like that.
It is Miss Hagley.
It's bad.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But she's forcing everyone to do an oral history, and this is a perfect
Also, she's kind of hot, Miss Hagley. Sorry, just thought I should point it out.
So she's doing an oral history of her family through the lens of the founding of the town of Riverdale, which notoriously was founded by General Pickens?
Yes. Augustus
Pickens.
That's how Jughead says it, by the way. He goes like Augustus Pickens. Colonel Barnabas B. Blossom is the one who financed this whole Augustus
operation.
And so Cheryl's like, we need to rename Pickens Day, which they're about to celebrate,
to Carnival Barnabas B. Blossom Day.
Carnival? With enough champagne to fill the Nile.
Augustus.
Kal-El, no.
The stone.
Max Lord, give me the stone.
Thoughts on the new Superman?
Haven't seen it. Is he the one that kind of looks like a young Brendan Fraser?
Yeah.
I don't know. They all look the same to me.
You have white man blindness.
I do, and it was really popping off the other day.
Yeah.
Who the hell is Val Kilmer? Jeff Bridges? I don't know who these people are.
Val Kilmer, rest in peace. He's actually a really cool guy.
I'm sorry, they all look the same. I don't know, and I don't know action movies that well.
Val Kilmer was Batman. It's a full circle. Batman.
I don't even know who the Dark Knight Batman is.
Christian Bale.
Like American Psycho?
Yeah.
So why would I fucking sit through the whole Justice League?
Yeah. You're right. Ben Affleck Batman.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know who the fuck I think has been Batman.
Yeah. You realize that George Clooney is the one.
I know that one.
Yeah.
Hey, I've got the George Clooney one.
Yeah,
That's the only one I've got, apparently.
Yeah. Jughead now has to do his oral history the following week. Mrs. Hagley is like, make sure to do your report. So he has to go figure out who to do it on. So we cut to the Andrews house.
And then Mara McCoy dropped Sierra.
Yes. Sierra McCoy.
Yes, which I kind of love that. It's giving Sierra McCormick from Ant Farm.
Sierra McCoy meeting at the Andrews house with Fred, obviously.
Sheriff Keller.
Her
bedmate.
Bedmate.
And then Hiram and Hermione.
And then surprise, Ronnie's also there. She interjects as they're talking business.
Mm-hmm.
And Mayor McCoy is like, how are we going to throw our annual Pickens Day parade, jamboree, boolah, bash when these serpents are up in arms about us closing down the high school? Like, there's going to be a riot. There's going to be violence.
Fred is like, well, why don't we just hire the serpents as bodyguards?
He's like, FP was telling me that they could really use the work.
Ronnie's like, let's make it a big bash. We'll have the Josie and the Pussycats, and we'll do a big bash.
Big bash.
And Mayor McCoy's like, mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. At the end of the meeting, though, where Ronnie convinces the big bash to happen, Archie walks in. He had just been playing basketball with Reggie. He's all sweaty. Ooh. And he's like, hey, guys. And everyone's like, okay, we're going to end the meeting now. And it's kind of giving like Archie interrupted / Archie's not allowed to know the secrets.
Yes.
So we cut to the Cooper house the next morning.
Things are dark.
Because Hal is like, so, Chick, what's your backstory? I hate you? Why were you so bloody when you came here? And Chick is like, I'll tell you. I actually don't care at all. So that guy that was beating me up, his name is Marcel. He's low-key my pimp. He owns the hostel that I was living in. And he would set up clients for me to hang out with. And that night I didn't want to work. And he was like, no, you better take this client. Chick was like, yeah, my life's been pretty crazy. Like, I have some scars if you need any proof. And Betty goes, so do I.
Crescent moons.
On my palms. And Chick goes, I'm squeezing your knuckles. Wait, no. What
From
is
digging your nails in your palm.
Yeah.
And Betty goes, you do that too?
And they're like just kind of talking about self-harm
at the breakfast
table. And neither Alice nor Hal seems very fazed.
Or surprised. And I'm
or like concerned.
What? And it's also giving like weird. Like they're looking at each other like, you get me.
Maybe Betty, like, this isn't where you need to be like
I have scars too. Like, okay, girl, what are we in 2014?
This is the beginning of some dark
It's
things.
bad.
It gets worse. Betty goes to the student lounge and she's like, everyone, I have a brother now. And she shows them a little picture that she grabbed. I think this is of that morning in the Cooper house.
I think he reminds me of like a really sickly Dave Franco.
Yeah.
Kevin is like, I think I've seen your brother somewhere, but I can't quite place it.
And it's like, oh, Kevin. Jughead is like in the woods.
In the woods? When your woods escapades?
Archie is talking with Ronnie in the hallway after Chick reveal. And Archie is like, hey, I noticed that like whenever I walked in on the big meeting with everybody, everyone was kind of shut down.
Mm-hmm.
Does your dad hate me? And Ronnie is like, I mean, a little bit. Archie is also doing all of this, let's not forget, because of Agent Adams.
Mm-hmm.
And the FBI like enlisting him. So Archie is trying to get closer to Hiram to like get more dirt on him and like get more in Hiram's good graces. But it is kind of also the conversation of like, why does Hiram not like Archie right now? So Archie's kind of like, what can I do like Ronnie to get like some like brownie points? And Ronnie's like, well, let me take you to the school trophy case. My father was the state champion of wrestling.
You know, Hiram the Ram Lodge.
Hiram the Ram. So Archie's like, ugh, I was gonna try out for basketball. I was just doing some layups with Reggie, but maybe I'll try something new this year. I'll go out for wrestling so I can like impress your dad. And Ronnie's like, okay, slay. I have my own thing going on with the General Pickens Day.
This picture makes me so happy.
It's a really, really sweet picture. She's with Josie making a little audition poster for female singers and musicians to replace Melody and Valerie in the Pussycats, which is T. But she wants the full Pussycats experience for Founders Day, Pickens Day. And Josie is like, why can't it just be us singing together? And they seem so happy.
Yeah, they're like really, they're giving bestie vibes right now.
And then Mayor McCoy walks in, Sierra, and she's like, Ronnie, what are you doing here? I thought we were focusing on your solo career, Josie. Actually, we'll finish this conversation later when it's just you and me. And not that little lodge whore. And it's like, whoa.
And it's like, whoa, Sierra, you can't say that.
What's happening? And both Josie and Ronnie are kind of like, Ronnie awkwardly leaves and she goes back to the Pembrokica to Hermione and she's kind of like, hey, is there any reason that Sierra would be like so mad at me? And Hermione is like, she doesn't like that we're involving you more with the family business. She thinks that we should leave the kids out of it. Because let's not forget, the whole scheme of Mayor McCoy, Lodge Industries, campaign, funneling, finances, shutting down the high school, not super above board.
Yeah.
And Veronica's just like part of the decision making of that now.
Yeah. So I see where Mayor McCoy is coming from.
Yeah.
And so then we get the other side of that, and Josie's like, Mom, what the hell was that?
Mm-hmm.
And then Mayor McCoy is like, well, let me tell you about something about the lodges.
Yeah.
And then it kind of like cuts away.
Yeah. We cut to the Cooper house. Alice is awkwardly reading a children's book to Chick on the couch.
Is she really? I did not see that part. What the fuck?
Like
She's reading the Very Hungry Caterpillar.
Yeah.
To be honest, Alice is having a bit of a minty bee.
Yeah, she's like, you're my baby. You're my baby. And he's like a 21-year-old sex worker.
Something.
Generously, maybe. Suddenly, Betty gets a little phone call, and it's Kevin. And he's like, are you in a secure place where you can talk? And she's like, yeah. Even though she's kind of with her entire family. So it's like, I guess it's not that secure. But anywho, Kevin is like, I know where I recognize Chick from.
He's a video gigolo, a webcam boy, a cyber trick.
It's kind of giving like, okay, we kind of knew this to some
degree. But for some reason, Betty is acting
like,
and it's like, what do you think the fuck
saw
he meant
his
about
ring light
clients?
and like his literal pimp. So Betty is like, This is crazy. And she's talking with Kevy about it the next day. And then Jughead walks in and he's like, Betty, I have a scoop. I have a story to publish in the Register. Jughead, while he was doing all of his digging for his Founders Pickens Day oral history report, he wanted to talk to Tony's granddad, the eldest serpent, to get like a history of how the gang was founded, like what the story was there. Turns out the serpents originated out of an indigenous tribe that was systematically and brutally pushed out and murdered, like
Outright. Uktena
tribe. And the serpents were like a last-ditch effort to like keep the families together and like survive. It turns out General Pickens was hired by Barnabas Blossom to go in and murder the Uktena tribe
and like make the lands suitable for settling.
For maple syrup.
Yeah. Of course. Because it all comes back to the maple syrup. Because blood is thicker than maple. Wait, maple is...
Blood is thicker than paper.
Yeah, I said that so crazy. Maple is thicker than blood.
Maple is thicker than blood.
The maple.
Jughead is like, oh my god, this is crazy. We need to like run this story in the blue and gold, Betty, and like show that like it's crazy. It continues to this day. The legacy of the North Side trying to like hire the serpents for an event instead of letting us like come or like, I don't know, give reparations.
Well,
but
so here's the deal, and they talk about it later. He's not the one.
He's not the one to break the story. So long story short, he does. Like,
yeah,
he breaks the story in the blue and gold, and then Tony is like, dude, you were doing this for an oral history report, and now you're being like the white savior, weird, crazy guy that's talking about how you're oppressed by the slaying of the Uktena tribe.
Like this has nothing to do with you, dude.
Honestly, Tony should be in charge.
Tony honestly
should
like
be in charge.
She's the only one that really makes decisive action. Like Jughead will do stupid shit, but she's only the one doing stupid shit.
Cut the fucking tree down.
Anyways, laddie.
It's Maury.
Oh, stop.
I know
gonna cry
one
every time.
That's the one to end it, because that one makes you cry.
It does. Oh.
She's such a good actor. Liv Hewson. So sorry.
Yeah. And I'm the one to break that story.
Yeah. Tony's really mad at Jughead.
Oh yeah.
And everybody is reeling from the story because apparently nobody knew that like racism happened in Riverdale. We aren't the ones to break the story necessarily. I think it's just we're recounting what happened in the episode. I don't even feel like we were giving that much. We weren't giving that much. You're right.
You're scared. They've scared you. Who's they? I don't know.
Liv.
Tony's grandpa is like, yeah, you fucking suck, Jughead. Also, you can do something for me. You want to heal this? You want to heal this trauma? Yeah, let's do something about it.
Let's do something about it. Mayor McCoy is like, Josie, maybe you shouldn't actually perform at this event if it's like tarnished in controversy.
Mm-hmm. This is when the conversation happens with Mayor McCoy about well, let me tell you something about the lodges. So we've been recounting the B plot of the episode
because it's the one that's actually like meaningful. The A plot is the wrestling.
Well, yeah, the A plot is the wrestling and the Hiram Archie pissing contest that's happening.
And it's pretty major because not only was Hiram the Ram, he's come back in an assistant coach capacity for wrestling tryouts to kind of observe, help out, make decisions, organize. I assume, emasculate. And Archie is kind of like, it's wrestling. How hard could it be? So he goes up with Kevin. Apparently Kevin is like pro wrestler on the wrestling team many years.
Which like, of course he would be.
Of course he would be. So then Archie is like, okay, Kev, I'm going to take you down. Girl. Kev lays him flat in an instant.
And
multiple
twice,
times.
Yeah.
Hiram is there watching. And Archie is like, I didn't impress Daddy.
Mm-hmm.
And Kevin is talking with Betty the next thing. Is like, it felt so good, Betty. It felt so good. And I'm
like, it felt so good to take Archie down. And I'm like, do you have an inferiority complex, Kev? Like, what's going on?
He is with Ronnie practicing for Pickens Day. Ronnie's now enlisting him to also perform. And she's like, that could be like big for my dad. But Hiram walks in and he's like, Are you two fornicating?
And then he's like, oh, right. I forgot. Red, you don't have a dick, do you? You don't got no balls. All you do in here is sing. Oh, I thought I might have to be worried about you, but no.
I saw how you wrestled today.
No, you can't wrestle. You're not a real man. All you do is sit in here and sing.
And so Archie kind of kisses Veronica in a display of his manhood and how he's like sleeping with Hiram's daughter.
It's really weird.
And
this whole thing is weird.
And Veronica's like, huh? And then Archie's like, maybe I actually shouldn't be performing. Maybe I should like focus on wrestling.
I'm
What
taller
about
than
that,
you.
Mr. Lodge?
I'm taller than you.
And we continue. Everybody at the wrestling tryouts. I've been trying so hard not to say auditions. You have no idea. At wrestling auditions, everybody's wearing their little leotards.
And then there's, Mr. Gray sweatpants in the back. And
We won't get into it.
We won't get into it.
If you want to get into it,
We don't have to.
you can hop on in.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
It's phallic.
It's phallic. Let's just say this whole thing is very like homoerotic.
So we're at wrestling practice the day after the whole kerfuffle in Ronnie's bedroom. And Hiram is like, not only am I observing the tryouts now, I'm going to be part of this process. I'm inserting myself.
Yeah, I'm a man, a full-grown man, in maybe his mid-40s. And
you know what I need to do to prove these wrestling tryouts that you are welcome to the squad? You need to wrestle me one-on-one. First up, Archibald Andrews.
And it's like, oh my. So he comes up with his little T-Rex stance. He's like, what are you going to do, Red? What are you going to do?
And he's like talking to the entire class. Because also, mind you, this is Archie's second day of wrestling.
Yeah, like
He's been trying to practice with Kevin a little bit, but like there's only so much you can learn in a day and a half. And Hiram is like doing a lesson in front of everyone. And he's like, this is the fireman's carry. One of the most elementary skills that comes in handy often, especially when your opponent is a little bit hard-headed. And then he flips Archie over his head, like slams him to the mat, choking him out. Like, and he's like, this is a good position to keep your opponent in if you want to make him suffer. If you want to
dominate them.
If you want to dominate them. And it's like,
oh. And then he's like, I always win.
Get the
like,
message. And Archie is gooch out.
Yes,
gooch
we
out.
had to get rid of lots of them because they're
very
distracting.
specific frames because Archie's gooch is out.
Like I feel like I could draw it from memory.
Oh, we'll cut back briefly to the Pickens plot because you'll remember that Cheryl was really, really excited about her her ancestor, Colonel Barnabas B. Blossom. But now, after the article, she's like, Momsy, are we complicit in genocide? And Penelope's like, yeah, we used to run this town like a real family. And it's like, oh my. But they're at the Pickens statue in the middle of Pickens Park, more like Needle Park. And Cheryl just starts crying at the thought of all of the hundreds of people that her family literally murdered.
And that her mother does not give a
care
shit
about. Yeah.
And she lets out a
single tear.
Single tear.
We're back to the wrestling. So it's like 5 a.m., middle of the night. Archie jolts up because his phone starts ringing and he has the cutest little bedhead. So who is calling Archie at this hour? What should my wandering eye but appear?
Hiram Lodge.
And he's like, meet me outside in 5 minutes. And it's like,
and Archie, no questions asked, is like, okay.
So he goes downstairs and you guessed it, it's a jog. But Hiram is racing Archie.
Yeah,
Hiram prove dominance.
Yeah, he's sprinting and Archie's like, oh, okay. And Hiram's like,
And so then Hiram takes Archie to Pop's and he forces Archie to have a breakfast of like egg whites, mushrooms, and spinach.
Or something nasty like that.
And he's like, wrestling is all about the mind games and being able to read your opponent and take them down and maybe know them even a little bit better than they know themselves. That's why you will never be a winner, baby.
And it's like, damn.
Oh.
And then he's like, so you and me, kid, we're going to act like everything's all good for my little Ranita.
We're going to say that we went for a run this morning. I've been training, like helping you out with the wrestling team, and I'm going to tolerate you. But I'm playing 5D chess. My baby has a lot going on right now, and I need her to be calm. So I'm going to give her her little redheaded boy toy that she can mess around with. Because, you know, boyfriends come and go. Fathers, they're forever. Vom, 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 vom. This does not get Archie down.
No, and
much the opposite.
Much
it
the opposite.
Brings him right up.
And it brings more than one person right up.
Archie,
and I'm speaking to my metaphorical
phallus,
and it is erect.
His gooch is out, and it's the big day of the final wrestling auditions, and Ronnie pops up, and she's like, my dad said I should come watch. And Archie's like, oh, that doesn't bode well.
Yeah.
And Hiram and the wrestling coach are like, we're doing something different this year, 1v1 combat in a battle royale to see who can make the team. First up, Archie versus Chuck Clayton. And Archie's like,
we're not in the same weight class.
Chuck is like 10 times bigger than me. And Chuck is like, come here, baby boy. And it's like, what are we doing?
What are we doing here? Can I get the extended cut?
Chuck and Archie are going at it. Suddenly, Chuck gets a little cocky, and Archie is like, the one thing that was taught to me about wrestling, let me do the fireman's carry.
Which I don't even know how the fuck he flipped Chuck over, because that is a hunk of man.
Oh, that is a block of beef. And
yes.
Archie pins him. 3, 2, well, actually more accurately, 1, 2, 3, and everybody in the crowd goes wild. There's a massive crowd for wrestling auditions.
It's weird.
But Hiram is there and he slow claps, and it's like, well played, Archiekins, well played. Cut to Pickens Day, and Hiram and Archie are working it out on the remix. Hiram is like, you actually like won your wrestling match or whatever, whoop-de-doo. You know, Archie, you're actually showing a little bit of promise. I have like an internship if you want it. A little apprenticeship. Archie's like, Agent Adams and law and goodness and everything that I stand for with the hero complex. Daddy. I'm gonna have to go with Daddy. Also at Pickens Day, Penelope is leering with a shiny red candy apple.
And she has overheard a Cooper argument where Hal is like, I know you're a cam boy. And he starts freaking out because Betty had given Chick her computer so that he can keep camming because Marcel had sold all of his stuff, blah, blah, blah. Hal is mad because Chick is a cam boy, and he's like, oh, why the fuck are you here?
Mind you, this is the Cooper's first like debut at society with Chick. And now Hal is talking about video gigolo behavior.
And Penelope's like, I heard sex work.
And I saw that Alice threatened to kick Hal out again for making a scene and coming after her son.
Time to swoop in on my blood cousin. Actually, I guess not technically. We talked about it.
Penelope married into the Blossoms. We know that. Clifford is like the direct blood descendant. Clifford and Hal are blood cousins.
Yeah, so this is like effectively her
cousin-in-law.
Her cousin-in-law, which still is a cousin.
Yeah, which
I guess is not a cousin by blood. But anyways, she swoops in and she's like, Hal, do you want some comfort? And by comfort I mean my pussy. And
and he kind of walks away with her. Before that happens, though, there's like a gazebo.
There's a stage.
There's a stage. The Sodale stage.
Sodale
stage, which is a gazebo. Josie and Mary McCoy are kind of in the audience, and they're like milling about, like, aren't you glad the Pussycats didn't perform and that you didn't perform, Josie? Out pops Ronika and the Pussycats. Melody and Valerie.
Valerie.
Ronnie starts singing Like a Nightingale. Singing, I can only assume, an original Pussycat song?
No, I think it's a song. That's the song.
Oh, it's a song? That's a song?
Mm-hmm.
It's something really
I
not
don't even
festive.
Care.
Luckily, it gets interrupted. Because, remember Great Grandpappy Topaz? We're going to host a protest at Pickens Day. A bunch of serpents descend on the scene with like duct tape across their mouths and signs and Jughead and Sweet Pea and Fangs are there, and Tony is there with the bullhorn, and she's like, back up, stop singing. We're here because the Uktana tribe deserves justice. And Cheryl gets Penelope's candy apple and she shoves it into Penelope's fur mink stole. And she's like, Momsy, I'm standing with the protesters today. Tony's actually slaying. Tony slays so hard this episode.
She really does. She's like, we demand justice for all of the, the stuff that happened to the Uktana tribe and for my grandfather. And he's not broken down. He's not a victim. Like, he's here and we're proud.
Hiram jumps up on stage trying to prevent a PR disaster. And he's like, I am so happy that we are celebrating today the founding of Riverdale, a place where a young woman of color activist can stand up and demand respect, and she can be celebrated and feel her voice is heard. I love that that's the Riverdale we live in. Everybody clap.
And then everybody claps.
And then everybody clapped. And Tony's kind of standing there like, and
then Jughead's like, let me at him. And then Tony's grandfather, which I thought was actually a really good moment, was like, no.
Like, don't.
This isn't your fight.
This isn't your fight. A tactical move. Obviously, Hiram is not doing this out of the goodness of his heart.
No.
But we love Tony Protester and Cheryl looking on with her black spider pendant.
We have one more upsetting Chick and Betty scene.
Yeah.
We're at the Cooper house. And Chick is like, well, Betty's like, I'm sorry my dad's crazy and that everybody was mad at you for camming.
And Chick is like, Betty, nobody in the world, not even you, is nice enough to, like, give me your laptop, be chill with me moving into your sister's room. Like, everything is in exchange. Like, what do you want out of me being here? Like, why are you being so chill and nice? And Betty is like, Chick, I have this darkness inside of me, and I think you have it too. And it seems like that camming, I don't know, helps you with it. Can you teach me? Oh,
what? And so he does.
And so he pulls out a laptop and I presumably teaches her how to be a cam girl.
I have no idea. That's your brother.
That's
your brother.
Hey, that is your biological brother that you are bonding over familial trauma and self-harm with via
sex work. Like, and you're underage. Like,
and you're underage.
It's not
like, crazy work. This was the most upsetting handling of this that ever could have happened. There is one final plot point. We cut back to Pickens Park. Mayor McCoy's there with Sheriff Keller and Hiram, and they're like standing there the day after the Pickens Park celebration. And Mayor McCoy is like, well, I think we all know who did it. Looks like serpent's work to me. Dun dun dun. What did they do? Apparently, the General Pickens statue in Pickens Park has been decapitated.
And they put little blood on there too.
And defaced it. So Archie is blowing everybody else absolutely out of the water.
And I think we all know why.
All know why.
He was in that little leotard, and what am I supposed to say?
And what am I supposed to say? Like, forget about it, dude. Like, come off it, Pippi Longstocking. That is just insanity.
It really is crazy work.
Yeah. We chose to recuse our vote on the Betty situation.
Yeah, that was just too much.
Yeah.
Chick got a lot of play this week.
Chick got a lot of play, which is never a good sign.
Yeah, no.
Cheryl, out of nowhere, got a lot of stills.
And it's just because we think she's slayful.
It's just because we think she's slayful. I don't know if y'all could tell that we have a bias towards Cheryl, but...
Yeah. And Kevin, ooh. Easy girl.